All right. Good evening. My name is Frederick Braid, and this is going to be the code review for CS 499, Category 1, the Software Engineer and Design portion. For this, I am using the CS 330 Computer Graphics and Visualization course. Uh, During this course, we used something that was called OpenGL, which is a cross-platform application programming interface, an API, for rendering 2D and 3D vector graphics. It is used for interacting with a GPU to achieve rendering of images. Now, the objective of this course was to pick a 2D scene and create a 3D render of it. This would develop skills in textures, colors, scaling, sizing, and lighting when the 3D scene was completed. Now, what does this code do as far as the features and the functions of this particular code right here? So essentially what it does is it uses different types of textures, colors, uh, lighting. It uses different variables as far as shapes go, and it is essentially implementing these with integers or floating numbers, I should say, assigned floating numbers to create on an XYZ scale to create that object or 3D object that we are looking to convert that 2D object to. So as far as the actual structure goes on this, it's very sound code. If we go through it here, we can see that there are assigned variables. They are assigned correctly. There's no repeated names, values. The indentation, the white space is very organized. It's very readable. As you can see off the get-go, there is a lot of commenting within this code. If we just go a little bit farther down here, it is throughout. You have some of your if statements, your else if statements, your loops and branches. And I mean, as far as the structure goes, it's correct, and it implements the intended design of the 3D scene I was intending to create. As far as conformity, it definitely conforms to industry standards, in my opinion. Like I said, you can see here that there are, the white space, the commenting, the readability, the total readability of the code is good. Now, if we continue down, like I said, you can see here that we do have some loops and branches. The loops and branches, they all do what they're supposed to do. Basically, if it's reading something like this image here, it's going to tell you that, yes, it has successfully loaded that image. It then loads the image, wraps the parameters, and then the textures, loads it in a specific format. So, like, for example, this one here, if color channels equals 3, then you are going to get this. However, if loaded in RGBA format that supports transparency, so the else if, so if it color channels equals 4, it's going to load this. Otherwise, if it is not this one or this one, then it outputs a message to the user. As far as arithmetic and defensive programming, there's really nothing in this that is going to amount to any of those categories. The documentation we've been through as far as the commenting, they are consistent with the code. The variables, they are properly defined. They do have meaningful, consistent, and clear names. And they are of proper type, and there are no redundant or unused variables. So again, just kind of we'll go through a little bit more of this code, but as you can see, if we go down here, it's just comment. You can see it's clean, the white space, the indents, and if we go down a little further here, so let's go to the textures. So let's just take a look at the textures. Or here, we can even do this first. So the object materials. So for this, you can clearly see that we have those assigned names. So gold material, wood material, glass material, cheese material. These are all defining the actual object materials that we can set to display in the 3D image. And then obviously setting ambient colors, the strength, the diffuse color, the specular color, the shininess, and then a label for each. So as you can see, as we continue on down, I set each vector to what they need to be as far as the size and scale, and then we just go down and it's clean, it's consistent. We then get into your actual textures where we are going to pull in textures from images that will then be pulled into this file, and that will take over and display on the object or shape that we have in the 3D scene, and it actually becomes that. So, like if I had a cylinder and I wanted to put the stained glass on it, I would essentially make a section here, and I would label that cylinder with the stained glass.jpg to make it stained glass. Again, we'll go through here. You can see it's precise, it's clean, it's consistent. The variables are complete, they're correct. We go through, continue with good commenting. So again, as far as the readability goes, it is very good. The last part here that I'll show you is as far as like this computer screen here. So this was the section where I made the computer screen, where essentially you set the XYZ scale for the mesh, scaled it, went ahead and set the different actual scales, the sizes, and then the actual rotation degrees as to how I wanted it to be depth-wise on the screen there. And then when we come down here, you can see that I went ahead and actually set the shader colors, set the texture to world, which world was actually a picture I took from the internet and put onto the computer screen as a background, and then used your shader material of metal, and then that went ahead and output the actual pictures or this onto that screen and created the computer. So as far as that goes, like I said, I don't think I need to go through much more of this code. That what you're seeing right here is the rest of what the code is. It goes through, creates a pencil, the steel, the pencil eraser, but it was broken down to create every little aspect of the objects that were within the code. And again, you can just see there's commenting, it's clean, the indentation, the white space. I know I've repeated myself on that, but it's very clean, and I think this is very well written code, and I think that it very much conforms to the industry standards. So that's basically all that is. Now, as far as the enhancement goes, what I would like to do is I would just like to add on to this here, which all of this was just creating the keys for the keyboard. So I would just pick up right here, and I want to go ahead and actually add a color to the background wall, because right now it's just black. It looks very, vague. I want to add a color to the background wall, and then I would like to put a picture frame up with possibly a picture that is within the picture frame. And that is going to be the enhancement that I do to this specific project in the software engineer and design category. So as far as what the skills that will be demonstrated and what the course outcomes that the enhancement will support, the first main course outcome will be based around the ability to demonstrate the use of innovative techniques, skills, and tools for the purpose of implementing computer solutions that deliver the highest value, quality assurance, and industry-specific goals. Nowadays, when we look at the capacity of and adaptation of the games that have been created and the games that are out there, and the standard that they have been set to, I mean, they are at a high standard now. Making sure that you have the best quality assurance and that you are utilizing your industry goals and utilizing your tools, your resources, innovative techniques, your skills. That is what is going to set you and your company apart from anyone else. And then the second course outcome is that collaborative environment should be used in or throughout. Uh, that collaborative environment should be used in any type of graphical setting. So throughout the lifespan of this design, it will be used over and over. It will go through GPU updates and software updates, and most of all, it must adapt with new technology. And ensuring that the environment can support multiple audiences in the computer science field will help with future updates and changes, uh, the overall quality assurance, and the joy that your actual users and player base get out of what you are creating. So this was the code review for Category 1, Computer Graphics and Visualization Artifact for CS 499. Thank you.